Good morning and welcome to another edition here of the Saturday Show. And welcome, we are live from a very snowy and sleety Edinburgh. And also, wherever you are, if you also got snow, please stay safe. And if you are going out and about, make sure you have enough stock in your houses. If you're in the worst places in rural areas, make sure you're safe and sound. But yes, for everyone who's got kids, hope that everyone will enjoy a nice snow day throwing snowballs and stuff. But the time is now to come to 11:01, and like I said, we got loads to talk about today. We're going to talk about the coming to the news shortly with Pep Guardiola stays at Man City. We'll talk about that bit. We've got the Premier League predictions coming up, along with we'll do some news and stuff up for upcoming for today, all this weekend's games as well. Let's go through all the fixture announcements first today. We should only have two games to be being postponed today due to the inclement weather. But we hopefully we should have most majority of games on today, depending further notice. So at 12:30 today, Leicester at home to Chelsea, the 12:30 kickoff. Brighton go away to Bournemouth. Arsenal at home to Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa against Crystal Palace. Brentford going away up to Liverpool to face Everton. Fulham against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Man City at home against Spurs coming up later at 5:30 in the Scottish Premiership. These games should be for well, should be also be played again depending on weather conditions. Uh, Rangers at home against Dundee United. Motherwell go up to the Highlands to face Ross County. St Johnstone at home to Kilmarnock. Aberdeen away to St Mirren, one of the two unbeaten teams. Dundee at home to Hibernian, and later in the night in the 5:45 kickoff, and then quarter to eight, a big game for Celtic. They were at Tynecastle at my beloved Hearts. Games in the Championship, three games in the lunchtime kickoff. Bristol City home to Burnley. We've got Sheffield United going away to Coventry City. Depending, that will be the new front lap. Will front lap be announced later on today or after the game. Sheffield Wednesday at home to Cardiff City. Portsmouth go up to Lancashire to face Blackburn Rovers. Luton Town at home against Hull City. It's a huge pressure for Rob Edwards to try to save his managerial career. A big game later on today in at the day between Millwall and Sunderland. That's a big game today. Middlesbrough face a trip away to Oxford United. Preston North End at home to Derby County. Stoke City go down to West London to face Queens Park Rangers. West Brom at home to Norwich City. Three games in launch like for League One. Bolton at home against Blackpool. Shrewsbury Town against Birmingham City. Stevenage against Leyton Orient. Wigan go away to Barnsley. Stockport at Burton. Crawley Town at home to Rotherham United. Huddersfield Town against Charlton Athletic. Wycombe Rangers face a trip up to Lincolnshire to face Lincoln City. Mansfield at home to Bristol Rovers. Northampton Town against Cambridge United. Ready to go away to Peterborough, and Wrexham at home to Exeter City. Two games in League Two have just come out and that's been postponed. Bradford City and Accrington Stanley match postponed, and Fleetwood Town and MK Dons. So Grimsby Town at home today against Colchester United in Notts County or to Newport County. That's a 12:30 kickoff. We will continue these announcements if there's any postponements. That is we will be happening late during the course of the day. Uh, Carlisle United, so Wimbledon go to up against Walsall. Carlisle United against Doncaster Rovers. Barrow face a trip away to Chesterfield. Harry can't go away down to Kent to face Gillingham. Bromley go up to play Salford City, and Swindon Town at home to Morecambe. Uh, only one game in the National League has been postponed. That's Halifax Town and Sutton United. In the Scottish Championship, all kick-off with pending matters. Livingston go away to Adronians, while A United home to Dunfermline Athletic. Patrick Fittle against Green Morton. Hampton against Raith Rovers. Only one game in Scottish League Two has been postponed. Bonnyrigg Rose is still. That match has been postponed due to inclement weather. Also, same in the National League North and South, Alfred Town, Blackburn Town match be postponed. Darlington Hereford also postponed, along with Scarborough Athletic and Kidderminster Harris also postponed as well. And in Highland League, Strepsay Thistle has also been postponed against Huntley as well. And also Whitcomb away trip to Fraser has also postponed in working local works, and Deverant also postponed as well. Rothford's and Forest Mechanics and Torford and Borough Rangers also been postponed as well. But I'll give you the key games later on today in La Liga. We've got Barcelona going away to Celta Vigo at 8 o'clock. Atletico Madrid in the early kickoff against Deportivo Alvarez. Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen go home to Hoffenheim. Freiburg go away to Borussia Dortmund. Leipzig away at Hoffenheim. We see in the 5:30 kickoff between Eintracht Frankfurt and Werder Bremen. And a big game at 5 o'clock tonight in Serie A. AC Milan against Juventus. That will be live later on today as well. And I'd like to go away to Parma while Inter Milan away to Hellas Verona. And going into the Sunday games, two key games tomorrow in the Premier League. Liverpool go away to Southampton, while it's Ruben Amorim's first game as Manchester United will go away to Ipswich Town. On the one game in the 3 o'clock kickoff, Swansea City against Leeds United. And in the other Spanish La Liga, Real Madrid go away to Leganes and Atletico against Real Sociedad. And also Napoli against Roma tomorrow in the 5 o'clock kickoff in Serie A as well. And then Monday's fixtures, Newcastle against West Ham United will complete the final round of this weekend's Premier League fixtures. So let's get down to some business and some interesting business as well. Let's discuss about Pep Guardiola as well. Before anyone, everyone, please comment in, say hello to me, and comment in as well. We really appreciate it as well too. We've got a lot to jump at today, so make the confirmation here. Pep Guardiola is going to stay at Man City. He has signed a 2-year contract extension until 2027, which will go beyond 10 years since he joined the club in 2016. So his announcement came after there was, he's going into his last year of his contract at the end of the season. There was talks about he could, take a break, but after because of the future around with the 115 charges against City that I face at the moment, but he has now signed a 2-year contract extension that will keep it to 2027. This is what he has said. You know, he said at 6 minutes, he said I said when all the clubs accused us of something, as people say what happens we're again, I'll be here. I don't know what the position will bring us the conference, but next year we'll come back to where I knew it then, and I feel it now. However, Guardiola said his thoughts would not. It was not the issue was not in his thoughts when he decided to extend his stay, repairing his damages and repairing the damage of his 4 straight defeats for the first time in his managerial career was more pressing. He said he read something. I read something about the situation and how you need to be regulated immediately. 75% of clubs want it because I know that they do behind the scenes this sort of stuff, but I don't live with it. I live with the 4 defeats. What I have to do, these are laws on both sides. I don't think about it. So that's the good. That is really good news for Premier. Arne Slot came out early on yesterday to talk about his contract extension. He said it's good news for City and for the league because everyone wants the best managers and the best players over here. He is definitely one of the best managers and maybe the best manager of the league. He's won 4 titles in a row. It's fair to say he's the best manager in the league. So yes, this is Guardiola's going into the first time in his managerial career going beyond 10 years since he joined City in 2016. He replaced Mario Pellegrini at the end of that season as well. There was comments about him really thinking, was he going to go, there was talks about Ruben Amorim coming to replace it after Hugo Viana is going to be replacing Tiki Bergestein as director of football next summer. There was also, he's going to Manchester United. And also, there was rumors about Xavi Alonso. Look like he's going to leave Bayer Leverkusen as well. So those deals, so Pep, it's decided to say because of the 4 defeats, I think that's motivated him to try to fix the issues because it's the first time in his managerial career he's ever had four successive defeats. And listen, he's got Man City is still in the title race. They are still in the title race despite with the injuries they have at the moment, which has been hit. Which is like I said, a lot of teams are going through it themselves. Arsenal are going through it themselves. So is the other teams. But with Man City missing the biggest piece, missing is Rodri, and also not having Rodri, and also not having Kevin De Bruyne as well. Jack Grealish has been having his injury problems. He withdrawn from the England squad. So I think this is, was a good thing for Man City and for their fans to keep to keep Pep Guardiola in, and I think it is going to be, you know, a huge, interesting, going beyond because he only stayed at Barcelona for 4 years, Bayern Munich since for 3 years. So this is interesting. I think that also the one other issue was a lack of suitable Guardiola replacements of what Guardiola has done at City, winning 4 consecutive titles to break the mold of winning of being the 3-time champions. Winning the Champions League. He's won the FA Cup but I think twice, 3 times. I'm gonna look at his statue very much since he came to the club because he has what he's won the Club World Cup. Yeah, became the first team to win 4 successive top 5 titles and also to achieve 100 Premier League points in a single campaign. He has won. He was the second. He was the second manager in the English men's team to win the treble, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League in the same season. So he has got so Man City do need this, and after everything that was pretty much a bit of a tough time with that one. They've got but he is staying beyond for 2 years till 2027. There was rumors about this early on Tuesday, Wednesday night. There was no confirmation. It was told it was going to be a 1 year contract extension with an option to extend till 2027. But we are confirmed that it's a 2 year extension. David Olstein from the Athletic reported this, and actually, its criminal source came true with this one. So we do know that that's good. That's huge news for Guardiola, who will be there at Man City. I think he wants to fix the issue, because this is new for him to be in a situation where I think when you see what's going on at Liverpool, replacing Klopp, with Arne Slot, and he's come in and started really well with only having winning 9 games in the Premier League this season. Chelsea, they won't be in the title race, but they've had a good start as well regarding that. And yeah, with Man City struggles, yes, they've won 7 games, but during the 2 games, losing. I think the last game with the loss before the fixture was losing to Bournemouth and to Brighton before the international break, which actually was a signs that thinking can is City wobbling. But look, but he's going to be there. It's like I say, he's going to be there for another 2 years. He's going to work with the new director of football, so there will be see how that dynamic is. He has a good relationship with Tika Bergestein, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting change of what is going to happen at the Etihad going forward next summer as well. But yeah, I want to hear your thoughts anyway. Please message in and give me your thoughts as well. And yeah, if you've got any questions to ask me, please and also like and subscribe, hit the notification bell to channel upcoming content. I have put some stuff in to make some other announcements during the festive period. What's going to happen? I will still be presenting probably till the early mid December, as I am going to head back down to Yorkshire to see my family for Christmas. But I will see who can do the suitable replacement, since I've now extended on my streaming software, or the streaming software I use, to try to see if I can get some other content creators to run my channel for a bit while I'm away as well. So keep watch this space because I have in it as well. So, with the Guardiola staying, is this good for Premier League? Yes. Is this good for Man City? Yes. Is it good for the other managers that we compete against him? Yes, because the way he has changed football in English football now, before he came in, let's say from the teams in the Premier League all the way down to the non-league, are playing Pep style, Pep style, playing on the ground, and that stuff. So we have seen a huge change in English football over the last 8 years or so. So for him to stay, it'd be good for the Premier League because regarding what's going to happen with the Chargers, we will know about the Chargers, the 150 Chargers sooner than later. I will bring that a breaking news, a special announcement at some point where we get that announcement during the course of the season. It should conclude and should be concluded before early 2025. So we should get that announcement as well. But you know what? I'm going to talk about some other news as well and see what we can discuss today as well. One of the things we could talk about is Ruben Amorim's first game at against Manchester for Man United against Ipswich tomorrow. It's his first game. It's gonna be interesting. Will listen to what his press conferences of what he said as well. He did talk about. He said he's the right man for the club. And he will need time to implement his ideas as well. Also, he said this. He said in his press conference I'm a little bit of a dreamer. I believe in myself and the club. I think we have the same idea, the mindset, and that can help. I truly believe in the players. I know you don't believe a lot, but I do. I want to try new things. You guys don't think it's possible. I do. Call me naive, but I am the right guy at the right time. I truly believe I am the right guy. He has joined United after 4 years at Sporting. He was there as a as a he was doing a lot of internship with Jose Mourinho a couple of years ago at United, probably back in when Mourinho joined in 2016. So he knows a tiny bit of the club, but like I said, he's got a lot of work to do. He's going to have to get the players already and ready, especially against a side that has been good in recent games, despite the results has not been in their favour. So yeah, actually no, beating Spurs was huge for him to get that first win of the season as well before international break. So no, and we're hopeful. He acknowledges the task after 40 the years of decline, but he accepted that they have to improve. He knows that he doesn't know how long it will take to repair everything what's going on at United. But yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen in this week and in tomorrow's game at Department Road as well. But you know what? It's either right, he's good. He's glad he's taking his job now. Then he had to wait till the summer because there was talks that that the Man United was not going to wait and they wanted to take him now because of the situation because they thought they were going to keep Ruud van Nistelrooy as interim coach until the end of the season. But Ruud has fortunately now left the club after Amrin came in, and also that is going to be another subject as well. Where does Ruud go? I think that he will be in next line manager. We'll talk about a championship club being linked with two Premier League greats. One of them is close to getting the job, hopefully by after this weekend as well. But yeah, for Ruben Amorim, it's a good. This is might not need to do this pick, need to get him in and hopefully make the changes. He did beat Pep in the Champions League just recently after winning 4-1 with Sporting. Yeah, it's a huge tipping point for them to go forward with this as well. Uh, let's move on to the EFL side of things and look more into the championship as well. We know there's some lot of managerial changes as well. We'll start. We know there's been rumours about you know after Rob Edwards' future. He has spoken with the board to try to give him time to regain his focus after about his future. After 8 loss in 15 league games this season, they are now down in the 21st in the championship. Luton, he's had meetings with Guy Sweet and the others. There's he said this is what he said to BBC Free Campus Radio. When people ask about your job, their settlements, they're out of control. Time passes, we're able to talk about a few things. I'm settled. I'm able to get real focus again and get back to work. It's been tough, quiet for a long time now. There's a lot of challenges off the pitch, and I'm working on that. Gary had a lot of discussions, positive health and healthfully. He has been extremely supportive, as has the board. So yeah, it's been a lot of stuff going on as well. And first message, good morning, Ant. I hope you're well too. I know you got a big game today for Bristol City. You guys are at home later on today, as I did read in the earlier announcements. You guys do took face Burnley. Well, give me your expectations on the Burnley game, Anthony, because is this a good game to play Scott Parker about his future as well? Because of Parker Ball, which a lot of over his past clubs have warned Burnley about. Give me a surprise. Can you feel like you can get the win today? Because I feel like you can actually, because you're going against a really tough team at the moment. But I think you'll be all right. I think you could do well today. I really do. Going back to Rob Edwards, yeah, about his future. There's been questions about his future as well, But and also there's been questions of the future at Tim Walter at Hull City. I think he's another manager is under pressure as well. A 7-game winless run has dropped them into the relegation zone, and defeats to Watford and West Brom into West Brom has highlighted the attention on the German position and his game. There's been a lot of questions about his future as well. I think there's going to be probably one manager will be sacked over this weekend, and I think Tim Walton probably will be that main man going out over this weekend. So it wouldn't be a surprise at all with that one because it's difficult of what's going on at Hull City with the sacked the senior after they finished outside the playoffs last season. I don't get why the manager changed. When he did bring in like Ruben Fabio Carvalho in on loan last season, but they've gone backwards. And we'll talk more about them tomorrow night in the championship review with myself, Michael Bowers, and Annie joining us as well tomorrow at 8 o'clock as well. Uh, we will talk about one other manager that has been talked about during the international break. Mark Roberts was sacked by Coventry City. This was a very surprise shock because Mark Roberts was the longest serving championship manager before he sacked during the international break. Um, really surprised how this happened. I know Coventry have always been slow starters, but I'm very surprised at the way they decided to make this jump now. With Doug King as will tell you this as well, if you've been hearing the news, Frank Lampard is close to joining Coventry City. That deal will probably be announced over the weekend. They had him and King have got good relations through family connections. So I think that it's interesting. This is probably Frank Lampard's big chance to try to do something because listen, well, he was at Derby for one season, got into the playoff final, lost. Went to Chelsea. Under the pressure with the transfer ban. He brought a lot of young players into the club, such as Mason Mount, Cal Hudson Odoi, and Tabby Abraham that season as well. And then he struggled that following season after really starting poorly in the Premier League, lost his job to Thomas Tuchel, and he came back to Chelsea. He went to Everton, to keep them up. That season he got sacked during the following season midway. He came back to Chelsea after the situation with Graham Potter to steady the ship. He's not been in the job since then. It's a make or break case for Frank Lampard to get to be a successful manager, especially going to a team like Coventry City. Have got really good players like Ellis Sims, Haji Wright, Ben Sheaf, and and all the other players as well. They got really good players and just be slow starts after the struggle at the start of the season. And look, my honest opinion, is he going to get to stay? Is he going to be there? Is he going to get a chance to spend? Probably yes. Can Coventry stay up? That's another tough question. I think there's other teams around it, there's worse teams around it, but Lampard needs to get a fast start because look at Rooney's in his last chance salute at Plymouth, and he's at least he got a good a point yesterday against Watford last night, and that keeps Rooney the Plymouth well above the relegation zone because they are actually in 17th with only 2 points ahead of Cardiff City, who are in the bottom three along with Portsmouth and Queens Park Rangers. So there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure completely. Yeah, Anthony, you said it's a good time to play Burnley. They were better last year, but you can't rule out Burnley for the playoffs. Yeah, exactly. And I spoke to Annie early on, and in my recorded video of the championship quarter mid-season review, you can watch it on our channel. Give us your like and think. Can you think you can get to the playoffs because you're only 3 points behind West Brom, and we know that everything could change. And you got yourselves, Blackburn, Millwall. Millwall might dip off a bit, and Middlesbrough. But can you really challenge for the playoffs this season under everything after you had to sell? You saw some good play. You saw some one of your good players early in the season as well, which was I'll just get a second up here just to read. You did have to sell, Scott Twat to sell Tommy Conway to Middlesbrough, which was a bit devastating for you. But I have to say, you guys done decently to get the results with Ian Man coming back after a devastating bereavement after losing his son early on as well. So yeah, I think it's a good chance for you to get a win at the moment today as well. But yeah, I think Lampard, going back to Frank Lampard, he's going to be under a lot of huge pressure because this was a big gamble for Coventry to sack Roberts and bring in a high, a high, a high a, a big name manager like Frank Lampard, it's going to be a huge pressure as well. And if Doug was here, he'd probably give his response on this as well. But Doug is busy this weekend. He's seen it, he's where his mother lost because his flat is getting getting new windows and new doors. So especially in this cold time, yeah, with the snow and the sleet, probably was good for you. You decided to go to your mother-in-law's. Hope you messaging as well. So I appreciate that as well too as well. And just to go through other things as well. Yeah, and also other managers in the manager also came in EFL, in League What, and also good news for as well for Gav Ainsworth. He's now taking charge of rock bottom club in League One, Shrewsbury Town, in his first game against Birmingham City. That's a big game as well. He knows the league in League One. He's defied experience when he was at Wickham, so it's a good thing for him to start his first game against a very huge promotional favourites this season as well. Also, Ian Holloway has also joined as well. He's not yet to win a league, he's now not yet to win a league game, but he's in 1 point. He's playing against Morecambe today, 1 point against Morecambe. He did say something today. He did something in his press conference this week, which was very interesting about the training ground. He claimed the training ground is haunted. So I don't know what to tell in that one. But he said some strange things happening after Olicart ruptured a tendon. He asks his right to cleanse the area with sage, as it's close to an ancient burial site. That's interesting there. Oh, Mike. Good morning, Mike. Yes, please come join us in. I will send you the comment, send you the link as well. Really appreciate you joining us today. Anthony, yep, I see what you just said here. We might get to the playoffs, but it depends on the next transfer window. For me, we get a couple of players in. We're a bit light up before the turn. We need up front as well. Yeah, I think you've made a good point with that one. If you can, it's hard to find a 20-goal striker as well. It really is. So, but time will tell with that one. If you can maintain the ground between the other teams above you, because you're only like 2-3 points behind. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, well, time will tell as well. But we should have Mike Green as well. Mike will should join us shortly. He's just gonna pop to the shop quickly. Hope the shop is across the road. Hope the shop is across the road, mate. It makes it easier for you. And even are you working today as well? Because that's another interesting point as well. So yeah, but Mike Green should be joining us shortly as well. We'll get his take on what's going on with Manchester. With talk about Room Amra's first game as well, and also give his experience with Pep Guardiola's 2-year contract extension as well. So that's all the stuff going in the EFL. We'll go into the Scottish Premier Football SPFL and see what's going on in that side of things with the Scottish Premiership. We know we'll talk about some huge games today as well. The two big, huge news is that James Forrest and Mikey Johnson have signed long-term contract extension. With Celtic, Alistair Johnson extended his contract till 2029, while James Forrest has signed a year-long contract extension till 2026. While Alistair Johnson signed till 2029. That's huge for them. Also, pressure for Hibs manager David Gray. He has not been set any targets after the board came out in a statement after they lost 2-1 to St Mirren before the international break. They're now down at the foot of the Scottish Premiership with 8 points from 12 matches. But the board released a statement after that the board has backed Gray and his staff on that all the problems under pressure delivery. After Gray spoke with Malcolm Mackay, you know there's no automator, so to speak, or nothing like that. So, but it's huge pressure on him, and I could guarantee that's going to be a lot of issues as well. Also, in the other news, the Hearts have confirmed partnership with exclusive with athletic firm Jamestown Analytics, which allow exclusive Scottish access to player data services. This agreement has already been placed with Brighton and Belgium Union St. Gloucester, who will face Rangers in Europa League in January. This is actually owned by Tony Bloom. We still wait to hear the announcement of Tony Bloom buying buying a share of Hearts to increase his investment, but we won't know nothing yet in the confirmation later on in soon as possible as well. Go through the other news as well in go around in Europe as well and talk about. We'll talk about this. We'll go to the Premier League team news between Leicester and Chelsea shortly as well. But yeah, let's see what else we can discuss as well. Going to the rest of the European football as well. So last night, so recent early this week, Patrick Vieira has been named as a new coach of Genoa after he joined in that is 17th in the top flight position or point above the relegation zone. He did replace Alberto Giardo, the former Italy striker, who did join. He did join in charge in December 2022. Under Gerardo, has won two of the last match of the season. They were knocked up by Sampdoria in the Coppa Italia earlier this season. Uh, Vieira will reunite with Mario Balotelli, who signed for Genoa last month, and this is actually Vieira's first managerial since after being sacked after was he at Strasbourg for a bit? Yes, he was at Strasbourg in 2020 after a 12 winners game run as well. So that's true as well. Early this week, we have confirmation that two big news in Italy and also in France. But you go to the big news that Lyon have been given provisional relegation in League after over to League Two after finances. They will be demoted to League Two, League Deux. Sorry, why did I say League Two? League Deux if they don't improve the financials and will be banned from signing players in January. John Textor, who owns Crystal Palace and also is the largest shareholder of Botafogo in the Brazilian Serie A, that his Eagle Football Club has announced debts of 422 million. The DNGC, which oversees the accounts of all professional football clubs in France, made the rule early this week, last Friday. Uh, it's surprised that the Lyon will like to sell key players in January to maintain their outcomes and maintain their top flight status as well. John Tex is still trying to manage the debt by trying to sell his stake at Crystal Palace and Botafogo as well. Oh, good question. Thank you, Ant. Carl, what do you think? How you go get Swansea tomorrow? Be a tough game. I think Leeds will too. Do you know what? I think it is going to be a tough game. Listen, Luke Williams, he had a bit of a slow start at Swansea, but Swansea have started being decent in the last few games. So it's going to be a tough game. I think for Leeds to win 2 against QPR. I know I talked about in my championship mid-season review. I talked about you know about why Leeds a bit slow, why the Leeds a bit boring, but still getting wins. And I think what we've had to do because after selling last season, I think we were a team of individuals where we had a Rutter, a Somerville, Archie Gray. We were a team of individuals. We're not fit as a team because the way we just we did get to the end after we lost in the playoff final. I think because we're more of a team now, we're a bit more counter attacking in a way. And like I said, yes, we've lost 2 games at the moment. Yeah, 2 games. So, 2 games. And yeah, we just need to get more away wins, which is what the next vital thing is. Away wins needs to be more vital. But deep down, I think we can get the edge. I think, we have been boosted with one big news. Ramazani is coming back from his injury, which is huge because we know he's been out with his leg with bit of ligaments, good thing he didn't need to get any surgery on it because he was out with an ankle injury as well. We're still waiting for Ethan Ampadu will be coming back as well. He's fully fit, but there's no Brendan Harrison. He's out. He's good. He's had illness as well. No Isaac Schmidt for us, to who had hernia surgery. Max Verver will be back in contention for over this weekend as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game tomorrow. I'll be watching it and I'll give my point live here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with the championship review with Michael and Annie joining us as usual. It's a good thing we did have Ant who Ant on this week and he gave his 2 cents about bloody commentary because I know he's been waiting since he's had a social life since I've had to take over the presenting duties since his Leicester City got promoted. But here's the thing: we did talk. Julius said if if Sunderland and Leeds get promoted, and also Bristol City, Anthony, because me, Annie, and Michael made a pact. if we get promoted and Leicester goes down, we'll be having the social lives. Well, we'll be waving to and to say how you doing, and who's going to be joining him. Depending on if we are well, if one of us stay down, I don't think we will do. I think two of our teams might go up if Bristol City get some good running form. I would not be surprised if they get promoted as well too. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that as well. Huge spells for Sunderland as well. Both Romero Mundo and Alan Brown are out up to 8 weeks after they were injured during the international break as well. So yeah, so huge change for you know for Sunderland this weekend with them with the change of the go away to down to Millwall as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting games today as well. Yeah, but you know what? I think we are. I think this is now the running this is now going to be a running for all for the space of the Christmas now. Who's going to be going top after we've got to 15 games? We are nearly going to get to the halfway point. To get to 23 games to the halfway point to see who's going to be going up as well. So it's going to be interesting how teams are faring around Christmas and New Year period as well. Which I'm trying to go. I am going to go to a few games as well during the Christmas period as well. So I'm hopefully try to get a home ticket for Leeds. I think the home game around that Christmas period, I've just a look in my calendar at the moment just to make sure I confirmed it, is actually against Stoke. I think it's against Oxford United. I might go to the game at Oxford United on the 21st. I know we're away to Stoke and do you know what? To Stoke and Derby. I don't know what I'm going to do for that way trips yet at the moment, but well, I'll decide what I'm going to do. We'll see how I feel because I was going to go to the game against Preston, but I don't know if there'll still be tickets left as well. So I need to have a look at that shortly because I am a Leeds member, but I think there was the membership for members to get their tickets yesterday. So I need to see if there's any tickets left for that, so I can purchase one to get a game to up to Deepdale because I should have a car by then to get back to get home. So I am not getting the train. So yeah, I'm not getting the train back anyway. No way, no how. So yeah, but I'm waiting for the tickets to come out for that side of things anyway. For against Oxford United, once that's announced, I should get the tickets to go because I'm it was my first Leeds game of the season. So I am trying to get back to a few more Leeds games, of course, of the season now while I'm doing this. So yeah, so that's why I need a team that can do all the content for me. Well, if I'm away to do all this stuff, so watch this space. I will have to speak to see who can do all this stuff for me during the course of the season. Uh, yeah, we should have Mike Green on shortly. He should be back from to do his shop to get shopping because he's only woke up quite early, quite late, but he should join as well. But what I can do is we should have the team used for the opening game between Leicester against Chelsea. Let's just confirm where we are at the moment. So team used for both for Leicester, huge miss for no Abdul Fattah, who's now injured for the rest of the season. We are hearing that Jamie Vardy returns an injury to the lineup. No Callum, okay, so no Yannick Vestergaard, no Federico Barate, Khaled Okay, Casey McAteer, and Bell Elkonas coming to the starting 11. So Hermanson in goal, along with Justin Faiz, Okoli, and Christensen in the back four. We also have in the midfield three, Bakoy Samare, Winks, and Ndidi, and El Canales, Vade McAteer up front. For Chelsea, we have Joe Felix, Ed Fernandez, and Ben Badashile I've named in the start 11. Cole Palmer is fit to start after those questions about his injury. He will be supporting tap with Nomi Macadori, Nicholas Jackson, Joe Felix. Sanchez, Fofana, Badashile, Coral, and Kukuel in the back five. Sanchez in goal. Caseda Fernandez in the midfield two. And also up front, Palmer, Joe Felix, and Madueke, and Nicholas Jackson up front as well. Yes, Nkunku and Sancho and Modric and on the bench with Jude Hall, who's come back to Leicester first since he joined Chelsea earlier in the summer as well. Yes, Sheffield United are just up there, just watch Sky. They got a bunch of good players that is lying there. Hello, Derek from the USA. Good morning. Good morning to you over there as well. Thank you for joining us, and please, like and hit the notification button on both of our social, also not on Twitch and also on YouTube as well. I know, Anthony. I know. I've really done really crap this season in my predictions league this season, which it's disappointing as well. Listen, I'm only in the relegation zone, so yeah, I'm not surprised, and I probably need to join Chris on his channel to discuss that with him about my predictions because I've done so rubbish this season, especially at the start of the season. I don't know why I've been getting it so wrong this season because there's been unexpected results have gone against my favour. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with that one. I am really disappointed with that one. I'm a bit disappointed, but yeah, it could be better. It could be better. It could be so better if I was in the top half, but it is what it is, mate. It is what it is as well. So yes, just looking at the other team, looking at the team news later on today, we'll get to do a prediction shortly, but we'll hopefully we'll have Mike to join us in a bit to talk and discuss about the other topics as well that I talked about earlier on as well. So in the team news today at Bournemouth and Brighton, Ryan Christie serves a one match ban after accumulating 5 yellow cards. All three of Antoine Semenyo, Justin Climate, and Marcus said at one booking ref for suspension, but there's no new injury among the squad. Lewis Dunk could be involved after being out with a month with a calf injury. Jack Hinsel is out with a knee pull, will be assessed, and no Ferdi Kagu is not expected to be available as well. Also going into the other games today in the Premier League. So it's not for us. Ben White will be standing out for months after he went undergoing knee surgery. Leonard Trossard should be available after he came off with a bruised leg during Belgium's defeat to Israel. Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka will be assessed. Both Ricardo Cafali and is back in contention, and Kiritini are back to return following 5 months out with a hamstring injury. And also, as well, for Nottingham Forest, they are managing players in test race. We couldn't give any details. Both Emir Sagana and Danilo are long-term absentees at the moment. Aston Villa against Crystal Palace. Enti Kunza and Old Amadou Anana are unavailable due to short-term injuries due to international duty. Jacob Raza and Bobka Kamara are still out with hamstring issues, but Mike Cash and Ross Barkley are fit to return. For Palace, it is that Jeffrey Lerma and Will Hughes will be back after injuries, respectively. Uh, Ebezuzi Eze will join the training this week, but he's not risked to play Saturday with heavy Fitzgerald. Czech Decore will make his second light season build up his fitness due to international break as well. We should have Mike Grigg joining us shortly as well. We'll hear his point of view as well. I have left the link in the chat for him to join us as well, so we'll hear from him shortly. Also in everything, it's Brentford. Jared Bradford should be back available after missing England due to the Mario Grant injury. Dwight McNeil is back in contention after he ruled out was the goal shot at West Ham. Amir Boria and Yusuf Sermenti are back in full training but will not feature, while Tim Immergreen, James Garner, and James Coleman still remain out. Today. So, also, Brentford head coach Thomas Frank expects Byron Bembo when I wish that if we got to be fit for a trip for Goodison Park. Igor Thiago is yet to make his debut on knee surgery, but the £30 million center will be involved in the squad this weekend. Question. Thank you, Ante. Do you think Frank Lampard will do good? This was a shock. Listen, it's going to be a make or break point. I said early on, it's going to be a make or break point for Frank Lampard because this is his last chance to become a good manager. You know, yes, he got the job at Chelsea because of his name. Big names doesn't get you to big clubs, and I think that's what Runes had to do. He's going to try and find because Runes was linked with a job to Coventry, but because of what Don King and the ownership have got links with Lampard and his family, that is what's going to happen. It's a shocking announcement for what the question the manager, but like I said, can he get them out? Time will tell. Time will tell on that one as well because it's a lot. It's going to be a lot for Lampard to try to get, what the managerial, question as well. I have no looking Swacky. I'm really is okay. Staying in the top five is even better. Your thoughts? Listen, I'm gonna be Derek. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know Max Boots is look Sport Club. No matter which club you are, if you're in the Premier League from down to the non-league, you stay with the club you are. I think when you look at the Premier League itself, as I was as a Leeds fan, we were in the Premier League not too long ago after returning back after being waived since 2004. For that matter, it's you stick with the club, and I know a lot of people in the US are now sort of more intrigued with the Premier League because they all got their own supporters club over there. Leeds and I got their own supporters club in most of the parts of the US. It's a question of what club brings you to heart, how you passionately follow it, regarding it's because now not with the American ownership not in the Premier League, but we already see a lot of American ownership in all 4 to 6 leagues across England now. We have seen that with Birmingham City, with Tom Brady being part of that, Wrexham with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney as well, Huddersfield Town with Kevin Nagle as well, Leeds United with the 49ers as well. So we've seen a lot of American owners, American owners buying a lot of the Premier League clubs, a lot of the English clubs now because of the value in it. So and the marketization as well. So do you know what? Choose what club you choose. Follow your heart. Yeah, I know. That's interesting. Do you know what, Derek? Which part of the US you from? And I could tell you. For me, I would say look at out the big 6 clubs and look around and see the teams around and what like the history of the club, why the fans are passionate, why fans come first. Have a look at not just the outside the big 6 clubs in the Premier League, but look in the Championship and also the rest of the other leagues as well. And also look at the Scottish clubs as well, because we have 1 or 2 American owners here in Scotland as well, where I live. So yeah, always have a good choose, and have a look around anyway. Or you're part of New Jersey, so yeah, that part is usually that East Coast part because there's a lot of Liverpool fans because of Boston with them or with John Henry. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah, no, I can't give you the opinion what club to choose. If you watch some of the games and look on YouTube about the history of club of all the clubs, 92 clubs, choose one and follow your heart and stick with it because it is a roller coaster ride when you stick with one club. Me, as being a Leeds fan, because I grew up in Huddersfield, where my cousins used to play for Huddersfield Town, but I was born as a Leeds fan as well. So, yeah. So, well, there you go. Liverpool carries 40 minutes away from you, and Liverpool's one of the most following clubs, mostly in the US, along with Manchester United and Chelsea and Arsenal. So, and like I said, Liverpool have always had very good relationship with the US. So, if you feel like Liverpool's your club, go for it because my co-host Doug is actually you. If you go into the Dugouts Football channel, which I will put in the description after the show, please follow him because he is a huge Liverpool fan. He talks about Liverpool in his content as well. He does the Totally Premier League podcast as well. Have a listen to that on Spotify and all the other podcast streaming services as well. So yes, bear in mind, yes, you should actually have a chance to follow that. Derek, I appreciate that as well. So I'll just give it to Mike to see if Mike is still there. I have put in the group to make sure he's going to join. He's going to join me as well. Ooh, Bournemouth, Brighton, Rolls, Fulham, and Forest. Nottingham Forest. Listen, I have a bit of a rivalry with Nottingham Forest, because of I wanted to listen. Who would you choose, Derek? I'm a Leeds United fan. I'm going to stick with my club. Leeds are my club. We've always been a Premier League club, despite we're not in the Premier League. We're always going to be a Premier League club. I will stick with the Premier League. They're still my team. I still stick with Leeds United. They're still my team. I can't influence your decision because I know all these clubs quite well, but I'm a big Leeds fan and I'm Leeds through and through. Leeds through and through. That's why we have the Leeds salute as well. So I can't help you with that decision with that one. If Mike came on and told you, it came on, comes on through and tells you, if you're a new fan, again, do you know what? I think in the new generation, and I think even my nephew, who's a big football, he plays football. He likes watching Man City and Arsenal and all that stuff. So it's a hard one for me. It's a hard one for me with a new fan as well. Hey, listen, and I've got to do with that because I live near him, so I have to do with that. You know, I'll send this to Doug actually right now. Do you know what? I am gonna actually just gonna put this take this picture now and send this to him, and it's come from you. I had nothing to do with this, so yeah. Yeah, and I think Doug's gonna laugh at that one. I send that to him later on in a bit, actually, shortly as well. So yeah, well, oh god, as well. Yeah, going back to the team news predictions as well. Fulham against West Brom. Sasha Luch is back from his shoulder injury. Harrison Reed is still sidelined due to knee surgery. He'll be signed for 5 to 6 weeks. Wolves will check on Santiago Berger, who pulled out the Uruguay squad. Haiti, Channel and Basha Memper may return, but yet to Musquesca, Enzo Gonzalez, Sergio Calze, and Badger all remain out with knee issues at the moment as well. Going into the 5:30 kickoff, Macho Kovacic is injured, played for Croatia, will be out for 3 weeks. So John Stones and Mama and Kanji are back in, and also Nathan Akini will come back. It might be too soon for Ruben Diaz to come back from his injury. Jeremy Doku and Phil Foden, Jack Greaves might be available despite training this week, despite withdrawal from international duty. Rodrigo Bentancur will miss Spain's Spurs. Spurs stemming fixtures after being banned for FA for a racist comment, but Spurs have appealed against the decision. Christian Romero won't be ready for Saturday's match, and it may play as well. And top of the morning, we have got him live. Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Yeah, good morning, mate. There's a bloody nightmare. That's why I'm a bit delayed. It's absolutely pissing it down in Newport, so I
Hey,
literally had to
well,
try and run to the shop, mate. So yeah, we
well,
are live.
if you want to take a look here, this is what the snow is like right now here here at the moment in Edinburgh. So yeah, we didn't expect we were going to get the snow this morning. So yeah,
I'd rather have bloody snow than rain.
you have a blue soda rate. Yeah, I wish indeed. So
'Cause
yeah.
the snow puts everything off. You don't have to go to work and stuff, but no one cares about
Hey,
rain.
you still have to go to work if you not be told to go not go to work. So you still have to go to work. So
Yeah, maybe.
actually, before guys, we got you on. I talked about earlier in the show about Ruben Amorim's first game against Issues tomorrow, but I want to talk about Pep Guardiola's contract extension. Interesting enough, he signed a 2 year extension. He's going to go beyond 10 years as Man City manager. Are you surprised or not surprised that he's now done a contract extension despite his future was going to be questioned during the course of the season because he was in his last year of his contract?
Do you know what? I know it sounds like really weird that a non-Man City fan is saying this, but I'm glad that he's signed the contract, and I'll explain why. Because now everyone else can take accountability. All these other teams can take accountability now. Because they were all on their high horse saying, "Oh, now Pep Guardiola leaves. Now we're gonna win. Now we're gonna challenge for the title, i.e. Arsenal. Now we're going to be the team that takes over." Bang! Pep Guardiola signs a new contract, and now all the Arsenal fans have now found a new excuse. Oh, but if we don't win it this season or next season or the season after, it's because Guardiola's still here. You can't beat Pep. Nobody can beat Pep. They're ridiculous. They're invincible. All of these excuses are coming back again because everyone thought he was going to leave. And do you know what? I hope they get off every single one of those charges. I hope all of those charges get cleared. And I'll tell you why. And then all of these other teams, like I just mentioned, can start to actually take account of how crap they've been for the last 8 years. Arsenal can say, well, they were never cheating, so we've just been crap. Liverpool, they were never cheating, we've just been crap. We've not got the players. We've not, uh, bought the players to compete competitively with Man City. Man United, the same. Chelsea, the same. These teams are clinging on to Man City having charges or being cheaters or cheating to the reason why they're not winning stuff. When actually, I went through most of the charges, and one of the charges is the grass is too long, or the away dressing room is too small. Like what sort of thing is that? If that was my club, I'd be fuming, and so would everyone else watching. This is why I hope they get off every single charge. And I know it sounds stupid, it sounds weird to even say that, but yeah, I'm glad he's staying. and I hope they get everything off it.
Absolutely. Just bringing a break announcement. Blackburn Rovers and Portsmouth game has now been postponed. That's just come. That's been another announcement. So we've
Wait,
now
Blackburn against who? Sorry,
Portsmouth.
surely it's not that bad weather in
It is.
Lancashire.
Down in Lancashire. It has been that bad weather because in Yorkshire, because my family have been stuck in the snow as well. So yeah.
So
So
that
that
means that if Burnley are at home this weekend, their game should be off as well
Burnley
because
are away today at Bristol City at 12:30.
oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I was going to say any Lancashire teams or any Lancashire home games will probably be off then or in around that region if
absolutely.
Blackburn's off.
Yeah, absolutely. We just got some games in the Scottish leagues as well. Greenock Morton against Pacific games being postponed, along with Kelty Hearts and Arbroath in Scottish League One. So
Are they all due to snowed off pitch, Cal, or are they due to waterlogged pitch?
due to snowed off pitch, I know that especially in most parts of
Scotland.
Scotland, yes, Greenock is quite on the west coast of West Scotland, in Glasgow. That has been worse for wear for what I've been hearing in Argyll and Bute. I have been hearing a lot about that, and Kelty Hearts also the same as well too. So yeah, because
Yeah.
we had a
Mad.
lot of weather warnings between in Fife and and like in up near Aberdeen and stuff. Near Aberdeen and stuff, they had but some of the games have been called off. So yeah, but the Scottish most of the Scottish Premiership majority of all the Scottish Premiership fixtures are still going ahead uh, today. So that's the one huge news. I know Spartans where I live across the road. I think 'cause they're away today. They're not. I think they're away today. Not at home to get Stramia, but I don't think that game's going to be postponed today because if we've got a good 3G pitch, so that game's not going to be postponed today. So I think Spartans will be all right today as well. So yeah,
Yeah, there's a team that um, live close to me, and before Newport got postponed, um, and Newport County got postponed due to a weather resulting incident, and the ground near me, their game was actually still on because they play on 3G. So
yeah,
any sort of weather condition barely affected um, their pitch. So yeah, three G pitches in this are the best pitches to have. That's why a lot of these Eastern European games stay on because a lot of them have 3G pitches, like teams in Armenia and places like that. So that's why a lot of their games always are still on because everyone's like, it's absolutely battering it with snow everywhere else in the world. How is your game still on? And it's
yeah.
like, well, they've all got 3G pitches, so.
Absolutely, absolutely. It also just announced the local derby between Rochdale and Oldham internationally has also been postponed as well too. So actually, Derek said, "I'm in for the cap spending policy, like give small clubs." I don't think it works, even though we've got the. And this is the point where we talk about all the financial challenges of Man City. I can't see the cap working in the Premier League because the big teams will find a way to make more money to spending cap. So it doesn't work for us in the UK nor Europe. I can't see the cap working at the moment with because like I said,
Not just the Premier League and the UK, but if you try telling Bayern Munich that they've got to spend the same amount of money as Eintracht Frankfurt, for example,
or
they'd
even
probably be they'd probably be all right because Bayern Munich don't actually 99% of the time they don't splash loads of money. But if you go and tell Real Madrid or Barcelona you have to spend the same amount of money as Getafe, because I think Getafe's record signing is something like 20 million or 20
it
million
is
euros.
roughly 20 million.
It's something
Yeah,
crazy. And they're a mid-table team in La Liga. A mid-table team in the Premier League's record signing is probably like 50, 60 million. So that's what I mean. Like it's a totally different world. The Premier League is totally different um to
America.
the
Yeah,
Premier League is totally different to the rest of Europe.
yeah, it is. It is completely. It really is because the Premier League got very good TV rights. It's just because where the US spots have big TV deals that goes for 10 years and they make a huge amount. We just see, they like I said,
Yeah, our TV deals don't stretch beyond like 5 years, is it? And then they have to
it's now
renew it.
five. It used to be 3 years, but I think it's now 4 years now. It's the 4 years. It
Yeah,
used to
so
be
it's
three,
still nowhere near America. Nowhere near America.
but it could change after 2030 completely. So yeah.
It all depends. It all depends on like financially where the government's at as well, isn't it? Because obviously
Yeah,
they need to distribute money.
across the league. So the review goes by not just by transfer, but match day experience, broadcasting deals,
Merchandising.
advertising, and sponsorships. Those are
Mm.
the main big ones, along with the transfers, and
There is a lot that goes into it. It's not just like you've got 100. Like if someone says, I'll use Football Manager as a example. I love that game, and I could spend 90 million hours on that game. You have a bank balance of say 70 million pounds. That's not your transfer balance. You know your bank balance is just what the club has in the bank. So Man City probably got billions in the bank,
yeah,
and then they
exactly. And
distribute
also
that
they have
between
had to use the money to like spend on make sure with policing,
wages.
all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, even facilities as well. So
yeah.
and even hospitality makes up the chunk of the match day revenue
It's
now
mad.
because
It's mental, mate. It's mental. The amount of money that is around the club that the club actually doesn't see is crazy. The
it
club
is
doesn't see. The club probably sees 40% of their bank balance, which is mad.
it is mad. Yeah, absolutely indeed. Do you know what, Mike? As I'm glad you joined you on. How do you think Ruben Amorim's going to go do well with Man United tomorrow against Ipswich?
Well, I obviously have a lot of Man United mates, and they're asking me the same thing. What do I think the score's going to be? How do I think he's going to set up? Do I think he's going to set up in the 3-4-3? If he doesn't set up in the 3-4-3, I'd be absolutely flabbergasted because that would straight away show a bit of weakness. If I'm honest, and I want him to succeed. I like him, but if he doesn't go with his style of play, that's a weakness straight away. It's just a weakness. It is what it is. So if he doesn't start with the 3-4-3, I'd be a bit gutted and a bit underwhelmed. Um, but yeah, I think he's going to go with his style. And I've gone 4-1, Cal. I've gone 4-1 win. I
You
just
go
think
for
that,
one.
yeah. I think the players know. It's so horrible, but the players know that they wanted Ten Hag gone and that they wanted a bit of change, something different. I'm not saying every single week's going to be a battering or every single week's going to be, slippers on and put your feet up sort of thing. Because I do think there'll be a lot of games this season that Ruben Amorim will struggle because a lot of teams will figure out the 3-4-3. But yeah, I want him to go with the same style that he's done at Sporting, chuck it into that Man United team. The players that don't fit it, sell them on or move them on. Unless you can train them into a new position, which we've seen Guardiola do, Jose Mourinho do, Arsene Wenger do, Sir Alex Ferguson do. We've seen these great managers coach these players into different roles or into different positions, different players. So my thought would be try and get these players to play in your new system. If you can't do that, if they stink up a fuss or if they start moaning, sell them. So yeah, I think tomorrow will be a 4-1 win. And I said it when he got appointed. I think we can rescue this season and finish fourth.
Yeah, that's a big call there to you to say that. I hope your prediction comes right as well. Derek,
I know you do as a Leeds secret Man United fan.
I'm not a secret Man United fan, okay? So don't you put that in my head. God damn it. God
Yeah,
damn it.
we tried. We tried.
Derek, thank you. Yeah, appreciate we answer your questions. And Derek, also give this guy a follow on YouTube. His name's Jordan. He does think called a long play. He talks about sports finance stuff, and he did talk about the Premier League. One of his videos earlier, he's done earlier when he started. He talked about the Premier League teams, about why America invests by Premier League football clubs, and looking why Man City, don't global domination and stuff. Watch all his videos about certain Premier League clubs, and also all the stuff why the US private equity stuff. This guy is really good at his stuff. I've been watching his videos. He's got 50,000 subscribers, and I think he's good. He's with his experience. Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks, Mike. You made Anthony laugh as hell with that one.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He is. He
Shut
is.
it, you. Shut it. Shut it.
I'm joking. He's
You know
not.
what? Let's finish off with the Premier League predictions, and we'll start with Leicester City against Chelsea, which is starting shortly. Um,
Yeah.
Chelsea's going to win 3-0 from what Douglas said. I put 2-0 for Chelsea. What about yourself?
Is it at Chelsea or is it at Leicester?
At Leicester.
Uh, 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going as well. Arsenal at home to Nottingham Forest. I've gone for 3-0. Doug has gone for 1-1. Yourself, what about you?
Tell you what, Arsenal are in really bad form right now, aren't they? And obviously, no Saka or potentially no Saka.
I think we hear that Saka could be in contention today. Will not
Well,
know.
I know Ben White isn't playing.
Yeah, he's out for weeks. He's out for
That'll
months.
be a big miss for them. Martin Odegaard shouldn't be playing because he's injured. The Norway manager said Martin Odegaard is injured. What is he doing playing football for Arsenal? They assessed him when he went for Norway duty, and they went, "What are you doing? Why are you playing football for Arsenal? You're injured."
Well, you
So that
probably say
just shows.
you picked me anyway, so I'm the captain. You picked me, so
Yeah, yeah. I'd go. I'm gonna go 1-0 Forest.
Yeah,
We've seen
Forest have been
Forest.
good this season. Yeah,
We've seen Forest go away at Anfield and play really well.
I
Not
know.
have a lot of the ball, but soak it up. And yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Forest.
All right then. Aston Villa at home to Crystal Palace. What's your prediction?
Oh, see, I would normally just go straight Villa, but they struggled, especially at home to Bournemouth a few weeks back. If you remember, a 90th minute or
Yeah,
94th minute. Um, uh, they should have enough to beat Palace. Surely they should have enough to beat Palace. 2-1 Villa. 2-1.
yeah. I've gone for 2-1 for Villa as well, and I think Doug has gone for 2-0 as well. Yeah. Okay. Bournemouth against Brighton at Bournemouth at home. Doug has gone 2-1 with that one. I've
Bournemouth,
I've gone for 1-0 to Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, Brighton. 1-1. 1-1.
Okay. Everton at home to Brentford. I just gone 3-1 for a bit. I've gone for 3-1 for Brentford to win. And it's a 1-1.
Brentford against, I don't know.
Everton gets Brentford at Goodison Park.
1-0 Brentford.
Yeah, I've gone for 3-1 Brentford, and Doug has gone for 1-1 in that one as well. In that one as well. Fulham at home against Wolves. Doug has gone for 3-1 for Fulham. I've gone for 1-0 for Fulham.
My absolute star boy, Harry Wilson. 3-0 Fulham. Harry Wilson hat trick. Come back to this next week when he scores a hat trick.
You better come back next week if he scores a hat trick. So
Harry Wilson hat trick. That's if he starts though, because Marco Silva puts him on the bench. He comes off and he wins the game for them. So
yeah.
no, I won't go hat trick. I'll just go Harry Wilson to score because I don't know if he's going to start. If he starts hat trick, if he's on the bench, he'll just.
I think he will start anyway because I think he's been meaning to start after the week came off against Brentford. He's been meaning to start, so
and he was absolutely insane in both of the Wales games as well.
yeah, he was. I know. I was really glad for him as well. I really was. Man City at home gets Spurs later on in the 5:30 kickoff. I've gone for 4-1 for Man City.
I've gone 2-2. They do have a bad record against Spurs. We've already seen them lose this season against Spurs.
Yeah,
in
the Carabao Cup. Yeah,
Carabao Cup, yeah. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1. No, I'm gonna go Desmond 2-2.
Yeah, fair enough. Anthony's gone for 3-2 for Man City. Doug has gone for 2-1 for Man City as well. Tomorrow's games, Southampton gets Liverpool. I think we already know where we're going with this one. I'm going for 3-0 Liverpool. So has Doug.
3-0. 3-0
Yeah,
Liverpool.
3-0. Yeah, Doug's gone for 3-1 as well. Oh, Anthony's done this to you, actually. 7-1 to
Oh, fuck off, mate. Fuck off. I'm literally setting up my live stream because I am going live for that in like literally as soon as I jump off this. So
I know you are. I know. I know. I'll put your description. I'll put your channel here on after
So
in the description.
if Mr. Anthony Herbert on my tractor comes in, I will be absolutely livid because he's just going to take the fucking piss out of me if they score.
Well, especially he's not far from you because you're across the bridge. So yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Okay,
idiot.
Man United get Ipswich against Man United. I've gone for 2-1 for Man United to win. I don't know why, but I just feel like something for Robert to get his first win. Doug has done the same as well. I think he's gone 3-0. He's gone for 2-1 to Man United as well.
I've gone 4-1.
Yeah.
I've gone 4-1. I think I just think we're going to do it. I really do.
Okay then, and then the final game of the week of Monday Night Football is Newcastle at home against West Ham. I've gone for 2-0. So Doug's gone for uh, double the score, 4-0. Mike, give me your predictions for Newcastle against West Ham.
Um, it's at St James's, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um, well, I told all of my West Ham mates that Lopetegui's a scrub and he's an awful, atrocious manager, and now it's come to pass. I'm going to go
I
5-0
agree.
Newcastle.
I do agree with you, and I've been saying this for a while. I do agree. I've been saying this for a while because this should this. I would not be surprised if Graham Potter becomes the West Ham manager before by January.
Yeah, I probably couldn't disagree with that, to be honest. And also, I'm going to go with a 5-0 Newcastle win, which sacks Julian Lopetegui because I cannot see him losing away at Newcastle um, in that manner and still being in a job. I mean that would be if that was to happen, you'd have serious questions over the hierarchy at West Ham. If you're allowed to get battered like 3-4-0, for example, or even if you just lose away at Newcastle, because then their next two games are Newcastle Arsenal, and then they've got less. I think it's Newcastle Arsenal. Then I think they've got Leicester, Wolves,
Yeah,
and Crystal Palace, or something like that. Where there's two tough games and then three hard games. If he gets through the two tough games and then stumbles in any one of the lesser on paper games, he's got to go. Well, he's a joke anyway. But that's just my opinion, innit? What do I know?
what do you know, indeed, as well. As well, as well. Tractor Mike sounds like my mate Jez Collins.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do, but it didn't exactly work.
Oh
Jez
god.
Collins, big up, bless up to Jez. What a hero.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
up to him.
absolutely, indeed. Mike, as always, thank you very much as well, and tell everyone where to find you because you're going to be doing your live watch along shortly.
Yeah, so I will be live in about 5 minutes' time. I need to go get a drink, and then get the TV on, get the game on, and then we will be live for Newport County's away trip to Notts County, who are a very, very good side. They've got David McGoldrick, who Premier League fans will know. Did have Jody Jones, but he's injured, so unfortunately he won't be available for the game. But yeah, big game for Newport away at Notts County, and hopefully we can exterminate the mutants that come into my chat like Anthony Herbert. So I'll be live over in on Mike Green YouTube channel in about 5 minutes time for that watch along.
Don't worry,
So
Mike, because he's already mocked me. Because in our prediction league on Chris's Leicester Till I Die TV channel, I am at the bottom of that prediction league, and he mocked me for that. So yeah,
I can't. I didn't even do that this year because I remember last year I done four games, and the first four games the opposite team won like 2 or 3-0.
yeah,
So I said, for example, 1-0 to this team and they lost 4-0. I was like, oh my God. I think it was Fulham against someone. And I said, oh, I think Fulham might nick this 1-0. And they got beat 4-0. I was like, oh God. I was like,
yeah.
please don't. I just don't predict, Michael. You're crap at it, mate. so, so I just don't bother.
I know. Mike, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time as well. And listen, I will put your channel on the live chat for anyone to want to watch as well, and also
Appreciate
put
that.
in the description as well. But I appreciate that you coming on and joining me because I know it's a big game for you. Say a game against for you today. You got to beat Notts County before Anthony mocks you. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, no worries. Big up for Anthony and Derek in the chat. Big up to yourself,
Thank you for
Cal.
joining as well. Yeah,
And
no, I will hopefully see you the same time next week if you're not too busy. So yeah,
yeah, no worries.
yeah.
No worries.
Right.
Speak to you
Thank
in a
you,
bit,
Mike.
guys.
Cheers.
See you later.
Appreciate that.
Up the county.
Thank you very much, Mike. And that is coming towards the end of the show. Thank you very much for everyone for joining in as well. Appreciate your time as well, or for joining me this morning. Yes, I was put in the chat as well. Please follow Mike Green at YT at YouTube at YT as well. I put that in the description as well for you to join him on his channel. Find him at Mike Green YT, as well. Appreciate that as well. But yes, that's the end of the show. I will be back on here tomorrow night with the championship review with Michael and Annie as usual tomorrow. Thank you, Derek, for coming to in. If you guys want to follow me, please follow us at Carl Edwards Leave at B Sky social. I'm on Blue Sky, and also the channel is now channel itself is also on B Sky social. So please also find us as well too. I have put that in the community channel as well. Find us there, but I will put it on after the show as well. But I appreciate your time this week. Hope you guys be safe with the weather, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock here on the chat on the Total Levy and Whole Football Podcast. Take it for now. Bye bye.